Say hello to my co-hosts. They've come from far and wide to help me out with this mess. My fabulous studio audience. How you doing? I'm doing okay. Listen, the word on the street is that the Kardashian sisters are competing for the spotlight. Gee, you think? And Jessica Simpson, people are saying she's gone too far with her weight loss. Haters are gonna keep hating. And Antonio Banderas has moved on to the next woman. It's only been 3 weeks since announcing that divorce, and you won't believe who he's dating now. Yeah, you already know who she is. Let's talk about it and more. It's time for Hot Topics. In the front row, that white skirt, can you just stand up? That skirt is yours. Yes, it's everything. Look how my girls come to play. Okay. Yeah, my audience does not play. You all look fantastic. Thank you. So, Antonio Banderas and Melanie Griffith, now they were married for 18 years. You know, they have a daughter together, and then she's got a daughter, Dakota, with her ex-husband, Don Johnson. And reports of this marriage being in trouble have been around for years, but they finally announced that they're pulling the plug on it, and they announced that 3 weeks ago, and he's already moved on. And I have no problem with him already moving on because, you know, why are you gonna let grass grow under your feet? I think she should move on too. I have no problem with I don't have a problem with moving on and dating right away if you are people of a particular age and station in life, you know? Like at their age, they've got life figured out, and they figured out that it's just not right with the two of them. I'm sure they're mature enough to know how to co-parent their daughter, who by the way is grown. Remember, she's gonna play Christian Grey's love interest in the 50 Shades movie. Yeah, so the daughter is grown and she understands what divorce is all about. My fear is that Melanie is the same ticky boom as Demi Moore. Do you know what I mean? In a weird kind of way. She just reminds me of somebody, Ticky Boom. So guess who Antonio reportedly is already dating? Sharon Stone. Now, one thing I do have to say is that that's some good, mature love. It's nice to see he didn't run off with a 22-year-old, and it's nice to see that she didn't run off with a 22-year-old. Apparently, they've been flirty for years. I wonder if that's all they've been for years. They've been flirty for years, and so this is a perfect fit. Reportedly, they wanted to keep it quiet out of respect for Melanie. How do two A-list people expect something to stay quiet? And also in Hollywood, you know, the pool of A-list stars is so small. Don't you think that Melanie and Sharon have hung out before? Somewhere getting their hair done at Oscar Blondie or eating at the Ivy or going to, you know, Hugh Hefner's house for a party or something. I mean, these two women are women in this, they're virtually interchangeable parts. You can always tell by the neck, can't you? They always say that about women, you know, you can do what you want. You can wear gloves to hide your varicose veins in your hand. You can get your eyes pulled. You can wear a wig so that your hair looks thick like a young girl, but the neck don't lie. And Melanie's neck is screaming at us right now. Well, I hope that Melanie's gonna be okay with this. My original thought was that, wow, that's kind of crappy, you know, that Sharon is dating, you know, this guy. You know, I'm sure she and Melanie, you know, you understand what I'm saying? But then again, why should life have to stop? Because you got a divorce. I did not wreck your marriage. You're getting a divorce. And your husband and I have always flirted. So why can't we, I know, it's still crappy, but yeah. It's still crappy, but I think that the quickest thing that Melanie can do, as opposed to sitting around and Demi Mooring herself mentally, you know, torturing herself, she needs to get out there and start dating again. You know, yeah. Poor thing. So Jessica Simpson is taking her weight loss for the wedding to the extreme. Well, Well, now see, I think she looks terrific. I don't see extreme. You know what I see? I see beautiful hair, great lips, great strong legs, and some serious calf muscle. I don't see to the extreme, but people are reporting that she's become obsessive about losing even more weight before her July 4th wedding. And the word is that even her husband is a little bit concerned that she's taking her weight loss too far. But here's how I feel about brides and weight loss and stuff like that. I feel like, you know, she's probably dieting down because wedding dresses generally aren't flattering. They're white, they're poofy, they're, you know, that's my opinion. They're white, they're poofy, and the white alone makes everybody look like 10 pounds heavier. She's gonna wanna eat all the shrimp cocktail and wedding cake, and she's gonna wanna go on the honeymoon and eat the fresh lobster from the water. I don't know where they're going, but I'm assuming that, you know, they're not gonna honeymoon in Ireland. You know, that they're gonna honeymoon, you know, someplace, you know, with good crusty crabs, and she's gonna wanna eat and dip the crab in butter and, you know, like that. So she's probably dieting down so that she can gain a few pounds and be at her perfect weight. I think that she'll gain weight after the wedding, and I think that haters are gonna hate. People hate on her when she's too heavy. They hate on her when she's too thin. You know, how could you hate on Jessica Simpson? Like, there's nothing about her that I've ever hated. Like, if you've watched this show all along, you've never heard me say a mean word about Jennifer. I like this girl a lot. Besides, she's dealing... Besides, you know, she is dealing with the stress of who her father's plus one's gonna be at the wedding. Will it be those young boys he hangs around with? Or will he not show up at the wedding? Will the dad show up at the wedding with dyed blonde hair? You know, because you know he's going through what looks like a midlife crisis. He's trying to recapture his youth, you know what I mean? So, you know, and mom is fine, you know, and then I'm sure she's dealing with the stress of competing with Ashley yeah, he doesn't look like that anymore. Yeah. And then she's trying to deal with the stress, I guess, of competing with her sister for whose wedding can be better. Now, how do you outdo Diana Ross with a 30-minute set at your wedding? You remember yesterday on Hot Topics, I was telling you that Diana Ross wants to do a 30-minute set of her best hits. Can you say steal the spotlight on my day, Mom? I mean, I love Miss Ross, but I happen to think that, you know, if she wanted to do anything, one song and then go. As a matter of fact, maybe no songs, maybe on that day, maybe no songs. So Jessica's dealing with her own situation, and I'll keep you posted on the weight and the wedding and who her father's guest will be at the wedding. Okay, so the word is, and this is a word that I don't believe, that Kim Kardashian is worried that her little sister Kendall is stealing her spotlight. See, I don't see that. I see Kim as having her own thing going on, and her spotlight is more spotalicious to me than a vapid model. You know, like models walk around and they're pretty and stuff, pretty enough, but they're like, oh my God, like she's not the one with the cute baby and the maniac husband. There's nothing I'm just not interested in Kendall like that. I'm not interested in her fashionably. I'm not interested in their personal life. I'm just not interested in her. I mean, not to say that I'm still so interested in Kim, but Kim has already captured us. So even if we don't want to hear another Kim Kardashian story, you know you pull in close to the TV to hear me tell you, right? I mean, admit it. You know, so I don't think that Kim is nervous. This could be a story planted by the mother just to keep us talking about Kendall or something, because nobody's talking about her. So, to make the point that these people are trying to make, you know, recently, they say that Kim's been trying to outdo Kendall's looks. See, in my opinion, no competition. One is built like a twig, the other one's built like a woman. One is interesting to look at, and the other one is just another skinny girl on the sidewalk. I mean, okay, well, look. Clap if you care more about what Kim is wearing than Kendall's wearing. Clap if you... That's all. And maybe that's because some of us are people of a particular age and Kendall is of a particular, you know, body size that we're just not checking for that. I don't know. All I know is that they're saying that Kim is copying what Kendall wore, and I've got the proof for you. Okay, so Kendall wore this And a few days later, Kim wore this. But who's wearing it better? Kim. The hair's pushed up, the boobs are out. I mean, as far as boobs go, I mean, it's not something that you and I would have the guts to do. But I applaud it from afar, like, wow, what a slore. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Look, because unlike most of us, she doesn't have a mother who would judge her for wearing it. Her mother encourages her. We would get our behinds beat, right? And then Kendall wore this, and a few days later, Kim wore this. But who's wearing it better? Kendall looks like hers needs to be seamed and tailored. And while we can't walk around with our boobs out like Kim, she certainly is more interesting to watch than Kendall. This is not talking negatively about the little girl. I'm just trying to make a point that in my head, I don't see Kim as being nervous at all about what her little sister or sisters are doing. All right, do we have any more proof? Well, sure we do. Do we have another picture? Oh, okay. Kendall wore this. She has uneven boobs like a lot of us. You see how one is higher than the other? Do you notice that? If you go look online, then you can really see. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I started out uneven. When I got my implants, then I just made sure everything evened out. Do a lot of you in the audience have uneven boobs by boob size? Yeah, it's a normal thing. Yeah, it's a normal thing. Like, guys give themselves credit for that, though. They say, okay, I'll stop playing on that one and I'll play on this one and try to, you know. They're so stupid, you know. But I would say, I think I asked my doctor this years ago, like when I was first, became a teenager, is this normal? And my doctor told me that like 50% of women have boop, 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 boop. Anyway, all right, so Kendall showed nipple, and then shortly after, here's Kim. Now you have to squint. Do you see? Anyway, the point is that, yeah, it could be a coinky dink, like Teresa in Jersey would say. It could be a coinky dink that they're wearing similar things, or maybe Kim is jealous. I don't think that Kim is jealous, though. I think this is one of those things where, who wears it best? And to me, Kim wore it best every time. Sorry. Mariah Carey is on the cover of Out magazine. And yeah. What do you mean, wow? That's a picture from her album cover, which was recycled from the old album cover, and you know what she's doing. Mariah is not taking aging well at all. So inside, she discusses aging, and here's what she says. She says, first of all, don't round up. If you're going to round down. In other words, she's 44, so she'd rather tell you she's 40 than tell you she's 45. I don't know, when you round up, you need to round up to the next 5 years, and everybody's like, oh my God, you look good for your age. Like if you're 40, tell people you're 45. They're like, wow, Mrs. Robinson. Look, she goes on to say, I don't count years, I have anniversaries, not birthdays, because I celebrate life, darling. Excuse me. Too much messing around with your face. There is too much, and if you like it, Mariah, then why wouldn't you put an accurate picture of you, which would be that right there on your album cover, and on Out magazine? Do we have room to do a side-by-side of the Out magazine cover? Can we? We can't do them. We have to prepare that before the show. You know when I talk about how people look, I always like to do a side-by-side comparison. It makes our co-host understand the point that I'm making. Do you know what I mean? But can you see that this Mariah looks a lot different than the other Mariah on the cover? Yeah, yes. Lambs don't get me, you know I'm right. Anyway, so that's Mariah on the cover of Out magazine. Now Kesha, everybody. Remember, she dropped the $sign from her name, and she's really tried to clean up her act. She was raunchy and a bit dirty looking. Like there's certain people that look like they never take a shower. That's how That's how she used to look. You know, she came on our show. That was my birthday, right? Season 1. And she sang Don't Stop. And then we shot the confetti cannon. Do we have this? There she is. Yep. You know what? That was during our 6-week sneak peek. No. Yes, it was, Suzanne. Was it during season 1? Season 1? Yeah. Anyway, she sang Don't Stop. It was so exciting. And she came all dirty looking. But she was rocking out, and the audience was rocking right with her. Well, take a look at Kesha now. She kind of looks like Aubrey O'Day from Danity Kane. Listen, Kesha has gotten healthy inside and outside. You know, she had issues with food and she went into some sort of food rehab, and I don't know what else other issues that she had going on, but you know, I know that the public was fat shaming her. At one point, she gained a lot of weight, and there was this picture of her in like a mom two-piece on the beach in Australia, and she looked like a whole different person, but she's lost the weight and she's, you know, over her food issues, and I always applaud when people get themselves together. So yeah, Kesha, good for you. And there's one part about the old Kesha that she said hasn't changed at all. She still has a type. She likes the same kind of men. She likes guys who have thick beards and that are slightly ungroomed. Hashtag no shower. Anyway, so that's her man, and she's happy, and you know she's got a new job. She's on that show, The Rising Star Show. Oh, yeah. Yeah, on TV. She's one of those judges. So anyway, Gwen Stefani's husband, Gavin, is talking about the secret to their 12-year happy marriage. And he says that the reason that it stays good the way it is because they spend a lot of time apart. People in Hollywood wouldn't know a real marriage if they ran into it. I mean, for the rest of us, we go back to Jersey or Long Island or wherever we're living. We sleep next to that lug. We have to, you know, and they sleep next to us. You know, I mean, that to me is the true test of whether you can really rock out with somebody. You're with them every day, like that. You know, Hollywood people. Hollywood marriages, sometimes I wonder how and why they fail, being that they do spend so much time apart. Imagine if you only saw your husband 1 week, you know, in 3 months because you're on tour or you're making a movie in Istanbul. In that 1 week, he's not even like your husband. That's like your lover, your boyfriend, your everything. He finds you hot because he hasn't seen you in 3 months, and you find him hot because you haven't seen him in 3 months. You know, Could that work for you if you were, say, a rock star and he was a movie star and you guys had to spend time? Clap if that could work for you. Well, listen, she won't be touring or rocking out with that group anytime soon because, you know, she's joining the cast of The Voice. She's replacing Christina Aguilera. This show just gets better and better, this Voice show. I really like Gwen Stefani. I think she's a cool chick. I hope that Pharrell does not wear the pearls or the hat when he does The Voice. Oh, like I'm over the hat. Like I like Pharrell, but I'm over the hat. And those pearls, really? But The Voice is like the best judging show on TV. So congratulations to Gwen and Gavin and their long marriage.